answer with them, the family members of those who just don't have answers right now.
We do want to bring in Chief Meteorologist Chris Suchan to give us a sense of how things are looking specifically on the Guadalupe River right now and for the days to come. Chris?
Yeah, well, so right now all eyes are going to be on eastern Kendall, Comal County up to Canyon Lake. That's the worst of that surge now moving tonight through Spring Branch and then emptying into Canyon Lake, of course, right there around Cranes Mills. So let me take you back in time here. I just want to point out this is not just a localized in our area affair. We had flooding around San Angelo, working to our north, Mason County, about 20 inches of rain. Atlanta River in Atlanta was up around 125,000 cubic feet per second, roaring down towards LBJ Lake. So I want to show you the river flood warnings that are active. You can see here in our area, there's the Guadalupe with the flood warning, a small section of the Medina River with the flood warning. There, of course, you have the Llano and San Saba rivers here right up into San Angelo. That'll be through the night tonight. So this is sort of the footprint of all this heavy rain that we've been dealing with. And out there now, it's just not much happening. This is as expected. We were going to really sort of see everything dissipate and wind down. And I do expect a pretty quiet night in our area. There is one heavier cell up here. You see that's a little flood advisory to the northwest of Austin. So that should stay up here. And I'm really just not expecting to see anything in our backyard overnight tonight. Right now, Raul B. Rodriguez Law, weather cam view here. This, of course, in Kerrville, there from the library where the sun set, so now everything's much more difficult for search and rescue. You can't really see much here with the river, but the flow is still high. It's just not anywhere near where it was earlier this morning. And right now, that's the latest level. It's at just over 2,500 cubic feet per second, so that's still pretty high and healthy. Here in Comfort, that number earlier, we had the flood wave coming down the river. I saw a tremendous video of that. It's like a tidal bore up in Alaska where you see just this wall of water coming down. It's about 2, 3, 4 foot high in some cases, in extreme cases. And you can hear it in the distance. It comes in with just a load of debris. And so that level was in major flood in Comfort, well over 100,000 cubic feet per second. And then working down across Kendall County. Now, Spring Branch is up to 23.3. That's actually a little delayed. So the surge, it was forecast to start climbing a little bit more by after 10 o'clock. So it's a little slower to come in, but it will crest tonight, 3, maybe 4 in the morning, close to 80,000 cubic feet per second here. So this to me is the focal point for anyone that's disregarding evacuation notices, has not sought higher ground. That is the area of interest. Fortunately, because of the news cycle today, everyone downriver is well aware of what's happening here. So we should not have anyone caught off guard. I do want to point out there have been some bridges here that have been underwater. Sisterdale Road, which is normally about 30 feet above the river, that was reported to be underwater. You see the Medina River, the level's up now at Pipe Creek over 6,000 as the crest has now already been about 2 hours ago in Bandera, so that level is receding. That water is flowing down now into Medina Lake. And I want to show you Spring Branch, the forecast level from the hydrologist at the National Weather Service. Look at that. It's just a vertical spike is the expectation tonight. And the forecast level gauge height at 38.4 feet and 39 is major flood stage. So this will, in fact, challenge the bridge there, 281 over the Guadalupe. And then you can see it will sharply drop off as we head through the morning and the day on Saturday. Of course, Canyon Lake is down over 31 feet at 46.3% full. It's going to receive all this water. That value is going to dramatically increase in the days ahead here. It's got a lot of room to store this water. That's a flood control lake. And so for those of you downstream from it, down below the dam that are worried about it, you may be a little anxious, there's nothing to worry about. This is what that lake is built for. If it was up around normal full pond or just a few feet down, we'd have big issues for New Braunfels into Seguin and all areas downriver. But it's going to receive this water just fine. Medina is at 2.5% full, hoping to get that river to increase quite a bit with this surge down the Medina River, and there you see the other lakes here that we're tracking for you. So that's the amount of rain that we saw. Again, a general 4 to 9 to, in some cases, 10 to 14 inches of rain in this zone. That's what we had over the past 24 hours. Last night, News 4 at 10 o'clock, I was talking about my eyebrow was raising. I was seeing the signs of it all coming together. We got this big plume of tropical moisture that's been in place all week. We had the scattered showers and thunderstorms. And so it culminated with the epic event that we had last night in through today. And this was the driver for it, is this remnant circulation that is now really unraveling. Last night I was watching in this zone right into here. You recall News 4 at 10 o'clock. I said I think there's going to be a bullseye somewhere in this area of big rain. And then we actually had additional cells and training over that same area. You can see the spin. And now it's elongated to more just a weakened trough axis with a remnant, very weak remnant circulation. But I think that's still enough that as the atmosphere begins to pump itself back up after just getting pulverized today with this rain and really worked over how cool it is, it's going to refuel and recharge, and we still have to be on guard tomorrow for developing showers and storms with this trough axis here. So I'm not expecting any issues overnight. Tomorrow morning I think we're going to be just fine. Then through the morning into the afternoon, you see the clock there about 1:30, we'll watch for some developing showers and thunderstorms. You see how some of this builds west across Bexar County and Kendall, Comal, maybe up there to Kerr, Bandera. It's not as organized and intense as what we just went through, but it doesn't take much of a downpour and all of a sudden you're dealing with some flooding issues. So we'll watch that carefully through the day. Here's Sunday. As we work our way through the afternoon, may see another kick of some scattered showers or a couple thunderstorms. Western Hill Country, Edwards Plateau. We'll watch that closely there for you for Sunday. Here's how much rain we would see from that particular computer model, and it's a little bit more haphazard on the amounts compared to the bullseyes that we've been dealing with in this forecast model. But you get the general idea. We still cannot drop our guard. I'll show you another computer model. This is our in-house computer model, which I did not show last night because I didn't want to waste your time. I didn't think it was handling the situation well at all, so I just don't show it because I don't want confusing messaging. So tonight, I think it's got some semblance of merit that it's worth showing you because it really supports that last model. You have the development in the morning, mainly our eastern side, the I-35 corridor. Those are pockets of heavy rain, and you see how it too is moving west. So New Braunfels to Canyon Lake to Bernie, Bexar County. We want to see how things progress as that moves across. There you have in the evening just a leftover shower. And then on Sunday, it too favors our western zone, Western Hill Country to the Edwards Plateau for the highest rain chance with just a 20% chance elsewhere. Rainfall from that particular model has a couple of bullseyes here of 1-2+ inches of rain. As I just showed you, you see that there is a gap in here where it's not much, and we're perfectly fine with this if that's the outcome of additional rainfall, and then there could be a few areas out west that see some good rain. So please make sure our 4Zone weather app, it is on your smartphone or your tablet. This is a free download, just another tool in the toolbox to keep you and your family safe, especially if you don't have power but you have a battery charge. You're always getting good information. There's a voice activation feature too. When those warnings are issued, it'll alert you. You could be across the room or maybe even sleeping and you'll get that voice message that you have a warning that's in effect just in case. All right, your day tomorrow, it is a 40 to a 60% chance of showers or thunderstorms. Another very cool day, 83. We're 90 on Sunday, 20% rain chance, 91, 95. Next weather maker is not going to be rain or tropical systems. It's a big thick plume of Saharan dust coming in late next week. Now out west, 95 tomorrow. You see 80s on Sunday, some showers or a thunderstorm. The Hill Country through tomorrow. Even on Sunday, there's a chance for a couple shower storms, especially the Western Hill Country. And here's a look at our Eastern Zone extended forecast. Guys, over to you.
All right, thank you for that, Chris. We do want to check in now with Emma Allen, who's standing by at the live desk, who's getting in more pictures and more images of this devastation.
The people who haven't been accounted for, and I know that's hard to do